We are the one, the light in the dark. One heart, one world, one spark. We are the one, together we rise. One dream, one voice, one sky. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Women Empowered Across the World. And this is our podcast. And I have podcast hosts today that I want to just make sure you know who they are. And that's Megan from South Africa, Jackie from Arizona. Her heart is global. And Susan from Florida, a brand new podcast host. Yay. And Chinere from Northern California, and Maria from UK. And we have the privilege and honor of having our guest, Joy, and Joy, Massachusetts. Yes?
Yeah,
Okay, great. And Joy, please come and share who you are and inspire many.
sure. Well, thank you so much, Carol, and everybody else for inviting me. I'm really, really honored and happy to be here and kind of share my story. So I'll start, and then you guys can ask me questions afterwards. So hello, everybody. My name is Joy Kolin. I am the founder and executive director of Giving Joy, and I'm Joy. So that makes sense. It is a nonprofit that helps to strengthen and inspire women entrepreneurs around the world. And we do that through one-time micro grants of $500 and mentorship programs. So let me just go back a little bit and kind of tell you how I got into this and how I started it and all that jazz. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So my background is actually in international development. I studied international relations and languages, and I lived in Kenya and in Nigeria. And I've been to 73 countries actually in my lifetime and counting. Yeah, it's kind of like a hobby of mine to like go to different countries. So I'm hoping to get to 80 this year. I'm not sure it's going to happen, but maybe. So that is kind of has always been my passion of working with other peoples and cultures. And so luckily I was able to make a career out of that. And for over 20 years, I worked with and for large international nonprofits or non-governmental organizations, NGOs. And I was managing different projects in peace and conflict management, democracy building, and for the last decade in public health. And these were very good projects, mostly funded by the US government, but they were very large, multi-year, multi-million-dollar projects. And, you know, they were doing a lot of good, but kind of at the systemic level, like, you know, government to government. And for me, if someone goes into international development, they really want to help people, right? And I wasn't feeling that I was helping an individual, and especially women, because I came from a very strong women-oriented family. Let's put it that way. My mom is a superstar, and so were my grandmothers. And at the same time, I had really, really bad women bosses. And I was like, why are they so mean? Why aren't they helping? Like, why aren't we helping it? Like, there's so much against us already. You know, why was that? So it was always kind of in my brain somewhere. And so I was thinking, okay, maybe I kind of get out of this rat race and start my own thing. But there's so many nonprofits out there, right? Like, what do you do that will differentiate yourself and actually like do something good? So I took the time, and for about 2 years during my day job, which was an affiliate of Johns Hopkins University, I was able to travel to many, many countries with them. Very good organization. And there I asked every woman I encountered, what do you need? Like, what's missing? And they hands down all said, sometimes we just need a little bit of capital to kind of boost ourselves as a stepping stone, or you know, help us with an idea, or to get more services out there. And I'm like, that's interesting. Okay, maybe you don't need maybe you don't need, like, all the wealth in the world. Maybe you don't need to be Melinda Gates. Maybe you could do good with a little bit. And that's where that idea of micro grants came about, because microfinance is a little bit more complicated. I'm not a banker. I don't have that finance background. I didn't want, the whole interest paying back. So I was thinking, okay, let me see how this works. So while I was still working my day job, I started giving joy. And with the idea of, like, okay, let's see what happens. Give $500 to these women and see. And the idea is not just give money. Yeah. There's something that we call the multiplier effect. So every grant you have to, it's not just about you and, let's say, I don't know, buying an oven for your bakery. That's fine, but so what? You know, it has to actually cascade to your families and communities and so on. And I really wanted the ideas to come from women. So when I was an implementer, I really didn't like that donors were kept on dictating all the time, like what you want to do with, how do they know what you need? Like the women know what they need. So let's give them the platform. So any woman over 18 in any country, any technical field can apply. And that's really kind of the impetus of it. So it's pretty easy. But when I started, nobody applied. And it was so weird because I was like, oh my God, like I know where to look for money, but apparently I don't know where to, advertise to give money. And it was so baffling, right? You don't even think about that. It's so interesting. So the word started slowly kind of going out. And at first we had a couple 100 applications. And now, 7 years later, we have over 8,000 applications from 70 countries, which is, yeah, it's unattainable. Actually, it's very hard to review 8,000 applications, even though they're very, very short. So another thing that I also wanted to do, in addition to kind of opening the platform and have the ideas come from women, I really wanted those who usually do not get funded to have funding, because this is $500. It's a micro grant. So the application actually is like 8 questions or whatever. The majority of women do it on their phones. So it's not very complicated. You don't have to put in a lot of forms or CVs or whatever that, and they can actually apply in any language as long as I can use Google Translate. So that also, eliminates another barrier to women. And as a result of that, we've gotten actually applications from tiny nascent organizations that, this was their first grant, or business women who never even thought they could, apply for a grant because it's not even their thing. And that's really what I wanted. I wanted to reach those that are not reachable, and also remote areas. Now, for me to be in touch with them, so every winter, actually, I WhatsApp with them, and we have a WhatsApp group, and we have a Facebook alumni network. And I actually talk with them one-on-one. That's part of the mentoring. They can also talk with our board members. So it's not just kind of giving them the money and that's it. But at the same time, it's beautiful that we have really remote people, but it's sometimes a really pain in the what, because I can't reach them. I just can't. They don't have electricity. They don't have power for 2 weeks or whatever. And I'm like, okay, how are you doing? Are you alive? Are you, so there's pluses and minuses to all of that. So last thing I'll say is that I think I mentioned that to date, we've awarded 88 grants in 26 countries. And that is really, I started this with my own money, and it's still, we're very, very, very small. But we do get donations from individuals. And also what I'm really trying to do is get more business involved, business sponsors, especially women-owned businesses, as kind of this model of women helping women. They're women entrepreneurs helping other women entrepreneurs. So that's my story. Open to questions. Hopefully that was amusing and informational at the same time.
It was inspirational and empowering. Um, you took something that you saw a need, and you created something so amazing for women. Thank you, thank you. All right, Megan, you have a question. Go ahead.
Thank you, Joy. That certainly was interesting. And what I most loved about that, I hear you mentioning technical fields. In the mix, I come from a technical background, so really warms my heart to be knowing that there's somebody supporting women in that space, but also what you've put into the experience, eliminating the barriers and the user experience part of it, and just getting people as comfortable and as quickly into your system as possible. I love that. So just taking note. And I think what you absolutely need is that spider web network of people on the ground in the places where you are working and awarding these grants, because you can then dispatch your people and make sure all your latest recipients are fine, and you could actually set up a network of your fairies just checking up on your recipients and just supporting them in this space. So I definitely see this growing, and thank you very much for sharing that, and I certainly look forward to chatting a bit more to you about that. Thank you.
Wow.
Carol, can I answer now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So Megan, thank you. So I think one of the interesting things that we are doing, and that's why we can do this on a shoestring, and basically me as like the only full-time person who doesn't get paid and volunteering, like we don't have any people, is that it is all virtual and it's global. So I get a lot of questions. Oh, can we partner with you? Can we talk with your representative in Kenya? And I'm like, no, there is none. It's me. Like you can do. So we so it's a double-edged sword in terms of also getting donations, because or grants from other larger donors, because we don't implement. And so we give grants, we give the grants for others to implement.
Yes.
And so that I have found that finding grants to give out grants is a little tricky, and also not implementing and then following up with them. So, but what has been so great is I've been able to follow up with all of them through like WhatsApp, and a couple of times through my day job, I was able to meet some of our winners in Liberia and Sierra Leone, for example, just because I was there, and just so it actually kind of works well. Like I would love actually to have more on the ground network, but I don't think financially it's feasible. But I'm giving that to the grantees and the winners, since they're all connected, for them to kind of make that. And they have actually, and it's really interesting that some of them like talk to each other, and so yeah, so just to answer your question.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
Sure.
Beautiful. Chinere,
Certainly.
you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yes. Wow. Kudos. And actually, Joy, I don't know. I really need to connect with you. Because when you mentioned Nigeria, that kind of like sparked a light in my eyes, because I do run project in Nigeria. And one of the things that I do, sustainable farming, clean water, and also sewing school for young girls. So, and sometimes like I do employ some of the women that I support just to run this project. And that's also a way of giving to them. And they become a handful, it's like a community, building workman community through them. So, and I've not really been able to do funding, but I think listening to you, I'm going to need some help, especially I think we can work together and in Nigeria, because there's a lot of resources on the ground. The people there, like you say, they are willing to work with each other once you connect them. So I really love what you're doing. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Chinere. Yes, I actually lived in Nigeria for a year and a half, so I'm kind of familiar. And I actually have, sorry, this is a side note. I actually was invited to a bunch of weddings. So I got the whole, like, I went to a tailor and I got the whole thing. It's called a shuebi. And I looked Nigerian. I mean, I didn't look Nigerian, but I was very uncomfortable. It was so tight on my butt. Oh my God, it was crazy. But I loved it. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
But on that note, yes, I think there's a lot that I think we can do together. One thing, another revenue stream that I just started is that we're providing consulting services for a small fee for other NGOs, especially in grant writing and fundraising, which is my background. And then the fee actually goes towards the grants. So it's not going to our pockets, it's going to our grant. So we launched that a couple weeks ago, and it was an overwhelming response from our newsletter of organizations and individuals who wanted help. I think they didn't really understand what we were offering. So that took a little bit of explaining that it's not like free money or free advice or something. But I think from that, actually, now I started working with 5 different entities that I'm working with them kind of one-on-one, each of them very different, to kind of figure out how they can fundraise a little bit better, both businesses and nonprofits. So we can definitely talk about that and kind of see what we can do.
Absolutely. I love to connect, connect with you. So thank you. I love your ideas.
Joy, make sure you put your information in the chat so everyone can reach out to you. Okay,
Sure.
please, your WhatsApp, your email, your website, whatever you want to put in there.
Sure.
And anything you want me to put in the episode in the description so people can reach out to you to donate to whatever they want to do. Okay.
Okay.
All
Yes,
right. Maria has a question. Go ahead, Maria.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for targeting the really hard to reach group. I think it's wonderful, and I really want to honor you for that. And I'd also really like to connect because we have Water for the World Kenya as well as Water for the World UK, and we're focusing on not just water but also community projects, especially through the women. And so I'll be reaching out to you. Thank you so much.
I just want to thank you, and I'm more than happy to reach out. I think Jackie and Carol know this. I am willing to talk with everybody and anybody. I mean, you never know where it leads to. And I'm telling you, from my start of this journey to now, it has been like this. Like, you just don't know. And I've just been going with it and pivoting and changing and all that. And I think that's just how you have to do it. One more thing, we don't just give in Africa. So I said we've awarded 26 countries. So that has also been, yes, there's been Africa, but it's also been in South America. We've given in Argentina and Colombia and Ecuador. We've given in the US. We've given in Ukraine, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Vietnam. So it's about the idea and how they illustrate the impact versus the geography. Now, of course, you can do a lot more for $500 in a place, that is a low income country versus a high income country. That's of course, but the first thing we evaluate is the idea, and then we look at kind of the geography and all of that. So right now, actually, yesterday or the day before yesterday, we just finished our round. So sorry, I'm just gonna jump back. I said we got 8,000 applications. So that was like too much. And it was also really hard to evaluate from 8,000 to get to 5 winners or 6 winners, because that's all we can afford. And sometimes it's really apples and oranges looking at them. So what we decided to do for 2025, also to keep my sanity, was to, for the first time, to actually do, instead of 2 rounds for the year, 4, and divide them geographically. So it is a little easier, and I've discovered it is a little easier to evaluate them if you're kind of talking of similar geographies, So we first, in January, we did all of North and South America. And then now in April, we did all of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. In July, it's Africa, sub-Saharan Africa. And then in October, it'll be Asia, Australia, and the Pacific. And so I'm realizing actually that having it a little bit more streamlined is easier for us. And I also think it's a little easier for the applicants to understand. Kind of, and here are the country, and like literally I listed all the countries that are eligible so that we don't get like, you know, and we still got a lot from countries that were not part of it because people don't read. But anyway, I'm just saying, so we did get quite a lot of applications from European countries, which I think is kind of cool. You know, now I haven't read them and I don't know what they're actually proposing, but you know, so the sky's the limit, really.
Beautiful. Absolutely
Wow.
beautiful. We are so thrilled that you connected with us, that you found us, Joy. I'm so excited for what's possible. What is possible, especially with women empowered for global solutions like you and I talked about. I'm so excited. So Jackie has her hand up. I'll have her ask a question and then I want to share something really quickly and then we'll go ahead and end. Go ahead, Jackie.
Well, it's almost overpowering. I mean, you know, it's really my little imagination is going so crazy. It's hard for me to put it into words. We could keep you so busy that you have nothing left to do in life. You know, talking about your dog and cooking might be something that might be your side job, because you're not going to have time. So my point is that you really need a team. I mean, you're really going to need a team because we're going to keep you really busy. And not busy. That's not a good word. I'm not crazy about the word busy. We're going to keep you very productive,
Yeah.
and very impactful, not busy. So I want to reinforce also two things. Number one, that if you're doing mentoring and you're establishing ways for these communities that can build their own capital without all of yours on a constant basis, now we have an entirely different story.
Mm.
That's what we need.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
need more than anything else is to be taught how to be self-sustainable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that could be a side attraction for what you're doing, just a whole different entity. I'd love to talk to you about that. The second is what's most important besides that obvious altruistic look at life is you have to find funders.
Yes.
Funders are incredibly important. That's why you have to be part of global women. What are we? Women
Women
empowered for
empowered for
global
global solutions.
solutions. Got it. And because they're your source.
Yeah.
So I see it all fitting together. It's imagining how that's all going to work, so that we give them the tools to be able to learn how to do this on their own. Just as Maria has blazed the trail, as Chi-Chi has blazed the trail, how beautiful to be able to have someone to push you along. I won't go into all that happened this morning, but I did that in Uganda this morning at 7 o'clock and watched the miracles unfold. I was almost in tears. Of course, one last side effect was all the people around him in Kampala and the marketplace. We're watching as this white person is talking to him about his focus on the fishery and stuff. And I thought, are you safe, Edmund? Are you safe there? Finally, the white person in the background could not stand it any longer and came in and say, who are you? What I'm doing is I'm just listening. And that's the whole point, is to be there for them.
Yep.
And to listen so they can become empowered and do what has to come next.
So Jackie, on that, sorry, that's why I did it one time micro grant, because again, I did not want that,
Charity.
well, charity and dependence, because
Yeah.
that's
Correct.
what I was fighting in my day job, that dependency, that they would be
That's
like, oh,
right.
we're just going to
That's
wait for the
right.
next project to come. No.
No.
So if you need a boost and whatnot, okay, we'll give you that boost and then you keep on going, because it's not a charity actually at all. And I think, and that's really what I was fighting against. And I think international development needs to change in that way. You're investing in people. You're not, it's not a charity.
That's
And
right.
I think people need to start to understand. And again, that's whole white savior thing. I'm not the white woman who is like going to give you money. And I get that a lot. So much from, I get like 50 emails a day from people, God knows where, asking me for money. And that's not how it works. And I'm like, you need to apply. You need to, it's not, that's not how it works. It's not going to come from me. So I think it's just a change in mindset. And, I'm just the facilitator. But again, going back to what you're saying, Jackie, I need the funding to do this as well. And that is the majority of my time, is trying to find funding, trying to, as Megan said, kind of like, spread that spider web so people get to know me. It's not about me. Get to know Giving Joy, get to know all the wonderful women who actually won grants, all of this amazing things that you can do with $500 freaking dollars, if you put your mind to it. But people are kind of closed-minded, and they're like, oh, this is so great, I love what you're doing, bye. And that's it. And including other women businesses now. And I get it, it's hard. It is hard. And there's so many things out there that need. So you're not asking me this question, but I'm going to tell you, that's my main challenge. I waffle between despair and hope all the time. Should I just give this up because it's really hard and I'm treading water and I'm just like, hitting my head against the wall all the time? And then I talk with one of the winners and I'm like, okay, I need to continue this. And I don't know if you guys have this issue, but that's the constant struggle.
Yeah, but how cool would it be in YEA for you to do just one session on building your own money? I mean, even one session for an hour would totally impact thousands.
I'm happy to.
Yeah. So Joy,
Jackie, whatever you want me to do, I'll do.
yeah. So
you.
Joy, you and I talked, and it was absolutely an amazing experience for me, spending that time with you. And I really, I just want to share this with you guys. We want Joy to really and truly bring what she brings, which is joy of giving, into the Women's Empowered for Global Solutions. And we want to fundraise to be able to give out 2 or 3 grants a year through our program, which would be absolutely amazing. And those 3 grants would go toward the women that are in our program, guys. That would be so amazing, because we have over 65 guests from our podcast that will be participating in that new membership program. And we are so excited. Joy, I know this is a direction you could really and truly go in, would be to find memberships where there's many women involved, and you give out grants to those people that are involved, and they do the fundraising for you. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a new door that could open for you, where you don't have to go out and shake the bushes all the time looking for people to donate. That organization actually brings the money in to make sure that their people get those grants. At least 1 or 2 or 3 a year would be amazing.
That
So
would be amazing. And we already have the grant mechanism in place.
yes,
So that's easy. We have grant agreements, we have, the mid and final reports, everything. It's very easy. But we all have that already because I've been managing 88 grants like this whole time.
you guys.
So that it's an easy thing to do if we are able to raise the money
Raise
and
the money.
and identify the people that actually align with our mission.
Oh my goodness, it would be so great. I so can see us working together inside of it and being able to then introduce you to others that have memberships already of women that would be willing to do
Exactly.
the fundraising to have those grants be honored in their organization. How amazing would that be?
Yeah.
I could
Carol, you're just making
just-
me happy right now.
I'd
So are
like
you.
I'd like to say something, and I can't figure out how to raise my hand. So,
Okay, go ahead.
So
It's
thank
attached to
you
your
so
arm.
much. Yeah, so thank you so much for what you're doing. I'm so I'm inspired, and I'm just so happy to hear that, you are following your passion and making a difference, and it is exploding and expanding faster than you kind of know how to keep up with it, which is the best problem. And I told everybody before, I hope that you watch the podcast that I was the guest, which happened just before this one, because I am an artist and a poet, and I create personalized custom projects. And if you refer somebody to me, then I will donate to your cause.
Oh,
So you can call me, we can talk about, I don't know what who out there in the world, but I just wanted to say that I would be thrilled to help support what you're doing.
Cool.
well, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Just even, all of you guys, um, if you want to join our newsletter, that would be huge. You could go to, I put it givingjoygrants.org, and you can do that, or you could send me your emails, and I have 2 of your emails here, and I can put you on there. I don't know if you guys do social media or not, but we're on social media. It's here, I'll put it here at Giving Joy Grants, both on Instagram and Facebook, and we're also on. I'm also
You're on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Yes, I am on LinkedIn as well. So that, just the 5, 6 of you, whatever, just, liking and sharing that is a huge start. And that's why I always like to talk with everybody and their mother. Just kind of that, because you never know where that's going to lead. And you're like, oh, I have a friend who has a friend who has a whatever, cousin's uncle's sister. And that's really kind of where a lot of things have actually happened for us because of that, again, as Megan said, that network. So I really want to thank both Jackie and Carol for inviting me and for embracing me and having me be a part of this wonderful group. And I really look forward to being part of Women Empowered Across the World.
For global solutions.
For global,
For
yes.
Global Solutions.
Sorry, for global. I think you need a little shorter name.
Women Empowered for Global
Global
Solutions.
Solutions. It's
Okay.
not that big.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is
And
that
and
big.
yeah, and that's really kind of, again, that's another example of women helping women. And ditto the same, Susan, like you said, I will get to know you guys and share about you all.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This has been an absolute, once again, an amazing episode. We do not have amazing episodes. I'm just telling you, the women that have come to us and shared their stories, just incredible, incredible. And Joy, thank you so much for how you support women on the planet, because
Thank you.
we've got to have that. We've got to have that camaraderie with one another to move things forward. And guys, we can move things forward when we all come together, and our energies and our brains and all of it, we can move things forward. We can impact millions of people. So that's what this podcast is all about, is getting our voices out there, inspiring and empowering others, and especially young women that are just coming up. They watch these episodes, they can get so inspired, and start going after their passions, going after their, the things that light them up in life. So anyway, guys, if you love these episodes, please share them. Please subscribe to our channel. And if you'd like to be a guest, we are all over LinkedIn. And Joy, we will be putting you out on LinkedIn everywhere, letting people know who you are and what you are up to, for sure. And I will be sharing with many people that have big organizations that I think you could really make a difference with. So just know you have a team with you now. You're not on your own. You're not by yourself. You have a team of women here that believe in what you're up to. And we're gonna support you in any ways that we can. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you once again for another episode. That's just amazing. And please, if you would like to be a guest, please reach out to one of us on LinkedIn. We're all over the place. Your story will inspire many. And I've had many people come on as guests and go, I don't have a story. I don't know what to share. And then they just blow you away. I walk away in tears sometimes. So please, just know you have a story that will inspire many. Come join us. And last thing that I want to share is this. We do have another podcast that's coming up. And guys, it's men empowered across the world. And it's going to be our counterpart. And here's one of the things that we're up to. And that is this. We want to change the conversation about men and women competing. We want to have the conversation be that we collaborate and we work together, and their strengths and our strengths come together and we make a big difference. So we're out to change that conversation that men and women are divided, can't work together, and that we compete. So please be looking for that first episode. It's coming very soon. And guys, let's thrive together. Let's do this together. We all deserve to thrive, so let's do it together. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
We stand as one, there's no divide. Peace and love.